Namaskar, good evening. You're watching Breaking Ground and I am Swati Joshi. Let me first take you through the top big developments of the day. As Rajya Sabha debates the anti-paper leak amendment bill, massive face-off was witnessed when Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge questioned Home Minister's absence and said, we'll drag him out. And he also cited Manu Smriti, claims universities have been captured by a particular ideology. There was massive uproar after that. And amid the political showdown, Congress party is seeking Home Minister Amit Shah's response in Parliament over alleged police excess against student protesters. Demands a high-powered panel to investigate instances of violence during the protest. There's another controversy, which is after BJP MP Kangana Ranaut made some remarks against CJP protesters, which has triggered this fresh row. After her gutter generation remarks, CJP protesters have hit back and asked, who takes Kangana Ranaut seriously? The bill granting legal protection to the national song Vande Mataram has been passed by both houses of parliament. The legislation proposes legal action against violations. Opposition calls it a distraction and DMK says it may approach court next. We'll also tell you all about a controversy that has erupted over the Indian hockey team's new saffron jersey. Opposition has criticized the color choice, alleging that it reflects BJP's politics. Congress leaders have claimed that India's youth has rejected BJP's ideology. Now let's first tell you about this breaking input that we are getting on the broadcast, and this is about the showdown that transpired, the crackdown that transpired amid showdown over police crackdown during Jantar Mantar protest. Now the Delhi government has issued a statement, and as per this particular statement, it says no adverse legal action will be taken against protesters, no protection to those with criminal history. So Delhi government also now making it clear that there'll be a review of arrests and there'll be no adverse action against protesters. But if there were protesters with criminal past, with criminal antecedents, then they will not be spared. So a massive decision by the Delhi government, a relief for Jantar Mantar protesters. Government saying no action on protesters except those with criminal records. Let me go across to my colleague Madhav, who's getting us more details on that. State after state taking back the FIRs, withdrawing legal action. Delhi government has added a condition, which is in fact what the Supreme Court also said. Similar lines that case.
This is very important, primarily because this was one of the conditions of the calling off of the protest by the CJP on Saturday. We saw how this announcement was done, that all these cases will be withdrawn. And now, in fact, what we are seeing is the government actually walking the talk on this particular aspect. We've seen cases withdrawn earlier in Maharashtra, in Bihar and other states, but it was in Delhi that the maximum amount of protests and even violence took place. And therefore, what happens in Delhi remained an open question mark, particularly after Supreme Court had also perused this entire issue. But let's take a look at what is being stated by the government of the National Capital Territory of Delhi. Home Department, it's put out this information that is today, the 30th. In fact, they're saying that as on 6 p.m. on 29/7/2026, a total of 13 cases have been registered in connection with protests relating to the alleged irregularities in the NEET UG examination. With regard to these FIRs filed by Delhi Police, Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi has, after careful consideration of all aspects to the circumstances pursuant to the order dated 28/7/2026, passed by Honorable Supreme Court of India in Shailendra Mani Tripathi versus Union of India and others, decided as follows. No adverse legal action will be taken by any of the police authorities within the NCT of Delhi against those persons who have been involved in these protests. So there's no adverse legal action to be taken against those who are involved in protests. The protection, however, shall not extend to persons having criminal antecedents as mandated in the order of Honorable Supreme Court mentioned. Now, this is important because the FRS software had detected the presence of at least 2,800 persons at Jantar Mantar over the span of 5 days who had participated in the protests and had criminal antecedents, including heinous crimes such as murder and sexual assault. Going further, they say that with regard to arrests and detentions, if already made in these cases, the process for reviewing the arrests and releasing the arrested persons will be undertaken expeditiously. Therefore, those arrested or detained will be released expeditiously, is the order coming in from the Delhi government's Home Department. They further added that the government of the National Capital Territory of Delhi does not propose to take any further adverse action against the individuals involved in the protests, and the matter shall be treated as closed without any future proceedings on this account. This is issued with the approval of the Honorable Lieutenant Governor of the National Capital Territory of Delhi. Now, what will the reaction of CJP be? Because clearly what they are saying is those who have criminal past, those who have engaged in criminal acts, to that extent there will be action taken, but all of the other accused, perhaps students who are being arrested for the first time, for instance, or who have been detained, they are all going to be released. Will this be enough for the CJP to call off its threat? Because they have said that unless this withdrawal happens, they will once again sit down on dharna at Jantar Mantar. Will that actually happen? And what will be the CJP's position now remains very important to look at. Swati.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, CJP, Delhi government has cited the Supreme Court order and CJP called that particular order unacceptable. Madhav, stay on with us. We also have Bhavtosh and Priyank joining us on the broadcast. Priyank, I want to bring into picture the report that Madhav was also referring to. A report which has been prepared by the Delhi police, according to which there were people with criminal past records, criminal antecedents facing very, very serious charges who were part of the protest at Jantar Mantar and around as well. So Delhi government picking up from where the Supreme Court left, that yes, if you're a genuine protester, no action will be taken. But if you have criminal past, then you will have to face the law.
Sorry, from the very beginning, the central government and the Ministry of Home Affairs was of this opinion that anyone who has a criminal past and who has been involved in a series of criminal acts will not be spared. If you remember the letter which was signed around midnight in between Sonam Wangchuk and two of the government ministers, two of the MPs who had gone to meet him, it was very, very clearly stated that anyone who is does not have any kind of criminal past will not be touched by the Delhi police. Similar kind of thing were also spoken before the court when the Solicitor General had also put forward his point that anyone who's having a criminal past will have to be taken up seriously, and that's what came up in the Apex Court order also. This is what the Delhi government is also saying. So anyone who had taken the law and order in their hand while attacking the police personnel or having a criminal antecedent will be taken to the task. It's not likely, Swati, that all those 2,873 people with the criminal past were the one who came here and were involved in attack on the police personnel. But till the time the CCTV footages are establishing, the FRS data is establishing that, okay, these are the people who are involved in a criminal act, so they will not be spared. That's a clear mandate which the government has given, and that has also come up in the Delhi government's Home Department's order.
Absolutely, Priyank. Let's also go across to Bhavtosh. So it's not just about the individuals who have criminal past and were involved in the protest, Bhavtosh. It's all about whether they were involved in attacking the police or not. So, this process will take some time. But meanwhile, the repercussion of this, as far as CJP is concerned, will be important to track, because they've already given an ultimatum that if you do not agree to what was assured to us, if you do not agree to our demand, then there'll be round 2 of protest.
Yes, Swati, in fact, adding to what our colleagues Madhav and Priyank are saying, it is more or less now clear that CJP's important demand is being met. Students who were carrying out protest or at least peaceful protest, no criminal proceedings will be initiated against them. But people who have criminal backgrounds or antecedents, the investigation will continue. Remember, we had a story in which over 2,873 individuals who have criminal backgrounds, they have been identified. At least 111 of them had murder charges, and at least 58 to 62 had serious other offences. Now, the police have said that they are being probed, but more importantly, there are 150 police personnel who have been brutally assaulted. Those visuals are out there, and at least 50 to 60 vehicles have been damaged. Government properties have also been completely damaged and decimated. Now, those are offences which can still be probed. Even Supreme Court has said that these cases need to be investigated. These are not carried out by peaceful protesters. And many of the properties that have been damaged, they have been done purposely. The government has met the demands of CJP. We are waiting for a statement from them.
Absolutely. So just like other states, Delhi government also agreeing to the demands of CJP that action will not be taken against genuine protesters, but there's a condition, and that is that if you have criminal antecedents, there is no blanket immunity for those individuals. Priyank, Madhav and Bhavtosh, thank you very much for getting us the details. Let's now shift our focus to what transpired in Parliament. And it was supposed to be about students, it was supposed to be about exam reforms, it was about a law that is meant to restore faith in a system that failed lakhs of NEET aspirants. A day after the anti-paper leak bill sailed through the Lok Sabha, it landed in Rajya Sabha today, and for a moment it looked like the upper house would stay on the subject and there'll be a constructive debate. But that it wasn't the case, because for the Congress, the target was Home Minister Amit Shah, the RSS and Manu Smriti. Yes, Manu Smriti also came into picture. Mallikarjun Kharge rose to speak on unfair means in examinations, but within minutes pivoted his focus to the Home Minister and posed a direct challenge to him. He said, and I quote, "You're sitting inside a AC, inside a room without being answerable to anything, but one day you'll be dragged out of your room and brought before the public." This remark triggered a sharp face-off both inside and outside the House. Leader of the House, JP Nadda, immediately objected and called Mallikarjun Kharge's statement unparliamentary.
कई बच्चों को आंखों में वो पैलेट के छर्रे लगे, आंख पे लगे, पीछे लगे। आप सब देखे हैं, सब टीवी में आप बहुत देखते रहते हैं। ये देखकर हमको तो शर्म आई, उनको शर्म आया कि नहीं मुझे मालूम नहीं। इसका जिम्मेदार कौन है? इसका जिम्मेदार आप है, होम मिनिस्टर है। बंद कमरे में रह के आप सुन रहे होंगे मेरी बात, लेकिन आप बंद कमरे में रह के बहुत दिन छुप नहीं सकते। एक दिन हम बाहर खींच के लाएंगे, जनता के सामने हम दिखाएंगे इनके दिलों में क्या है।
सभापति जी, लीडर ऑफ द ऑपोजिशन को हम शांति से सुन रहे हैं, और प्रजातंत्र में शांति से सुनना ये हमारी जिम्मेवारी है सरकार की। लेकिन मेरा निवेदन है लीडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन से कि वह तर्क के साथ भावावेश में ना आए, और भावावेश में ऐसे शब्दों का प्रयोग न करें जो असंसदीय है। अभी जो उन्होंने एक वाक्य यूज किया वह असंसदीय है, उसे कार्रवाई से निकालना चाहिए और आगे भी आप भावनाओं में न आए।
Well, BJP was quick to seize on the remark. BJP accused Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge of crossing the line and accused the Congress of resorting to the language of threats and intimidation.
देखिए, एक तो समाज में कांग्रेस ने, खड़गे साहब ने भरम फैलाया। मनु स्मृति, हम लोगों की मांग थी आप ऑथेंटिकेट करें जो ओरिजिनल कॉपी मनु स्मृति की है जी। अंग्रेज के पहले का जो ओरिजिनल मनु स्मृति है, नहीं तो मनु स्मृति को लेकर के समाज में, सनातनियों में विभेद ना पैदा करें और यहाँ ऐसे सवाल ना रखें। विरोध इस बात का था।
Congress hates Vande Mataram. Their ecosystem hates Vande Mataram. Nehruji divided it into two parts. When only first two stanzas were there, that time also Congress and many of its leaders refused to sing Vande Mataram. Whether it's Siddaramaiah, whether it's Madhya Pradesh Congress, whether it's Sonia Gandhi in programs, we have seen that they have a hatred towards Vande Mataram. And even now they continue to hate Vande Mataram. This shows the mindset. They can give eulogies to Hidma. They can say Naxali Shaheed hai. When it comes to Vande Mataram, they have a problem. And this shows that Congress party is not INC, Indian National.
After Amit Shah, Mallikarjun Kharge shifted focus and invoked Manu Smriti and RSS. He accused the RSS of capturing educational institutions and introducing Manu Smriti in the syllabus. He quoted the Manu Smriti and called it anti-Dalit. The Rajya Sabha witnessed a heated exchange between the opposition and the treasury benches. Leader of the House, JP Nadda, was on his feet almost immediately, urging Chairman CP Radhakrishnan to expunge the remarks from the record, warning that misquoting the text risks stirring unrest in society. What began as a debate on exam reform had once again spiraled into a fight over ideology.
सभापति जी, ये उस सोच का सिंबल है जो शिक्षा को सबका अधिकार नहीं बल्कि कुछ लोगों का विशेष अधिकार मानती है। सरकार की नीतियां बार बार उस मनुवादी सोच की याद दिलाती है। जिसका उल्लेख मनुस्मृति में मिलता है। सिलेबस जो बदल रहे आप, उसमें ये भी आ रहा है। ये क्या है? शूद्र के वेद पाठ सुनने पर शीशे और जस्ते से उनके कान भर दिए जाए। अक्षर का उच्चारण करने पर उसकी जीभ काट ली जाए तथा वेद मंत्र धारण करने पर उसका शरीर काट डालना चाहिए।
जो अभी वक्तव्य लीडर ऑफ द ऑपोजिशन माननीय मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी ने दिया है, उस वक्तव्य से समाज में एक विद्वेष की भावना पैदा होती है और अशांति का भी वातावरण प्रतिपादित होता है। हम सब लोग जिम्मेवार सदस्य हैं। मेरा निवेदन है कि जो उन्होंने कहा है, जहां तक मेरी पूरी जानकारी है, ये तथ्यों से परे है और मनुस्मृति का ओरिजिनल टेक्स्ट उसको ऑथेंटिकेट करे, ये ओरिजिनल नहीं है।
Let's go across to Mohit, my colleague, who's getting us more details. Mohit, once again, now the allegation from the BJP is that there was an attempt to shift the goal, shift the focus from the bill to other issues, and that's why Mallikarjun Kharge raised the issue of Manu Smriti. There was also one, particular remark that has led to a massive controversy when he says, "बंद कमरे में ज़्यादा दिन छुप नहीं सकते गृह मंत्री, हम उनको बाहर खींच के लाएंगे पब्लिक के सामने."
Well, Swati, it all happened during the debate regarding the paper leak bill in Rajya Sabha, and LOP Mallikarjun Kharge was speaking. I was there in the House, and Mallikarjun Kharge, while speaking about the bill, while speaking about the paper leak, quoted Manu Smriti that how the RSS has captured all the educational institutes, and perhaps that is why, according to him, the educational system in the country has declined. And he quoted Manu Smriti that Manu Smriti is being taught in the universities, to which the Treasury bench, that is the government and leader of the House, JP Nadda, took strong objections, stated that these words should be expunged, and also stated that these are the falsehoods that are being spread by the Congress party. They should talk on the bill. That has been the contention of the government, Swati, that the opposition party leaders, specifically the Congress leaders, who are getting chance to speak, they do not speak on the merits of the bill, because the government says that this is the bill that everybody wants to know the details about. This is the bill that caters to hundreds and lakhs of thousands of students in the country, but the opposition party is trying to deviate from the whole topic, and perhaps that is why ruckus happened in the House, and we saw that how the chair said that any unparliamentary word would be expunged. So there was massive ruckus while Mallikarjun Kharge quoted Manu Smriti, but as we speak, the debate is still going on in Rajya Sabha. In all
ruckus
likelihood,
and chaos inside and outside the parliament as well. And like you said, yes, the debate is still underway. We're keeping a close watch on that. Mohit, thank you very much for getting us the details. Let's shift our focus to the other issue that we are tracking. One more bill that was passed in Lok Sabha today after clearing the test in Rajya Sabha was the Vande Mataram bill. Just a day after it was passed in upper house of the parliament, it was tabled in the lower house and passed as well. With this, the bill now awaits the president's assent to officially become law. However, even as the debate in parliament has now concluded, the debate outside the parliament only continues to intensify. And before we get into politics, let's first explain what this would mean for you once the bill is given the president's nod and becomes a law. So it gives legal protection for Vande Mataram. It amends the 1971 National Honour Act and brings Vande Mataram under protection. Insult to national song will be punishable. Punishment for disrupting or blocking the song as well. Now, the punishment is likely up to 3 years of jail, fine, or both. Both could be applicable. Now, even as government's new bill has sparked a debate, here's the reasoning behind the decision to amend the Prevention of Insults to National Honour Bill. Reason number one, honoured equally as national anthem. That's reason number one cited. Let's take a look at other reasons. Reason number two, it promotes national song as national pride. Reason number three, highlights its role in freedom movement. Reason number four, gives greater legal protection and recognition as well. The opposition, however, was not impressed. Opposition raised an alarm over the new bill. AIMIM chief Mr. Owaisi has accused the government of attempting to create Hindu Rashtra. The DMK says the new bill goes against India's secular credentials and is also warning of moving court if needed. IUML says this amounts to degrading the national anthem. Listen into all the reactions that came in.
ये संविधान में बीजो इमानुअल का जजमेंट है। आर्टिकल 19 और 25 क्लियरली बोलता है कि आपकी भारत से मोहब्बत एक गाना गाने से नहीं होती है। आप पढ़ लीजिए वो जजमेंट, सुप्रीम जजमेंट। और संविधान का पहला सफा क्या कहता है, पेज क्या कहता है? लिबर्टी ऑफ थॉट, एक्सप्रेशन, बिलीफ, फेथ एंड वर्शिप। आप कैसे किसी को मजबूर करेंगे एक देवी देवता को इबादत करो? अच्छा, जो लोग सिख धर्म के हैं, जो लोग किसी खुदा को नहीं मानते, एथिस्ट हैं, उनको क्या करेंगे आप? तो ये इस तरह की हरकत इसलिए की जा रही है कि इस देश को एक हिंदू राष्ट्र बनाना चाहते हैं। तो ये बात है।
This act will not stand before the court.
So will you be going to the court, approaching the court?
If necessary, we will go. Suppose I am not obeying this order, can you punish me?
That is what the bill is.
Then I will challenge that bill is not illegal.
टारगेट तो कर रही है, लेकिन सुप्रीम कोर्ट के अंदर इसमें ऑलरेडी 1998 के अंदर एक आदेश आया था जो राष्ट्रगान के सम्मान के लिए कि आप सम्मान के अंदर खड़े होकर के सुनेंगे तो वो भी सम्मान की श्रेणी के अंदर ही आता है। तो हम लोग खड़े होकर सुनेंगे, अब खूब अच्छे से क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है।
To think the thing, we have to discuss proudly that national anthem should not be degraded.
The BJP, however, has called out opposition over Vande Mataram Rao. BJP has accused the Congress of sowing seeds of hatred and using the national song to divide the country.
देखिए, विरोध करे, मैं उस पर कोई कमेंट नहीं करूंगा, लेकिन वंदे मातरम केवल शब्दों का श्रृंखला नहीं है। वंदे मातरम कोई कविता और कहानी केवल नहीं है। वंदे मातरम भारत के अस्मिता के साथ उसका जुड़ाव है। वंदे मातरम भारत के स्वतंत्रता से साथ जुड़ा हुआ है। वंदे मातरम भारत की पहचान है। वंदे मातरम भारत के जन जन के स्वाभिमान की प्रतीक है। मैं सरकार को धन्यवाद दूंगा, अमित भाई को, जो इन्होंने लाया और ये इतिहास के पन्नों में स्वर्णिम अक्षर से लिखा।
Congress hates Vande Mataram. Their ecosystem hates Vande Mataram. Nehruji divided it into two parts. When only first two stanzas were there, that time also Congress and many of its leaders refused to sing Vande Mataram. Whether it's Siddaramaiah, whether it's Madhya Pradesh Congress, whether it's Sonia Gandhi in programs, we have seen that they have a hatred towards Vande Mataram. And even now they continue to hate Vande Mataram. This shows the mindset. They can give eulogies to Hidma. They can say Naxali Shaheed hai. When it comes to Vande Mataram, they have a problem. And this shows that Congress party is not INC, Indian National Congress. It is ANC, Anti-National Congress.
Let's go across to Pragya, my colleague, who's getting us more details on this. Pragya, the opposition clearly is not in agreement with this. However, the bill has passed the test in Parliament. DMK says it might next approach court. They could take legal action.
Well, Swati, we had seen the debate in the Lok Sabha today over this particular bill, and in fact, parties like DMK, including MPs like E. Raja, Kanimoi, they have strongly opposed the bill. They said that it is, the enforcement mandatory reverence is threatening the secular principles. They said that this is against the secular principles of the country, that you are imposing that on states like Tamil Nadu, which already has its own song. But, according to the BJP MPs like Sambit Patra and also Nityanand Rai, who has tabled this particular bill, they said that Rajendra Prasad in 1950 gave assurance to the Constituent Assembly that this is going to be at the same footing like, the national anthem. And this is exactly what Prime Minister Modi's government has done, fulfilled the wishes of those people, of freedom fighters, and also Sardar Patel has also said that there is a need to sing Vande Mataram as a full song, which is the essence of the song. So, in a tribute to Rabindranath Tagore, this has already been, the debate has already taken place in Lok Sabha already, but this bill has been passed by Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha both, making it mandatory for everyone to give respect to Vande Mataram. So it has cleared the test in Parliament. It now waits an assent or a nod from the President before it takes shape of a law. Thank you very much, Pragya, for getting us those details. And with that, we're slipping into a very short break. We have a lot more lined up on the other side for you. Stay on with us.